It's Mojo in the morning. So I had some back issues a couple of weeks ago where I came in one morning during the show and I literally could not stand up. So I was, and you might have even noticed, I was hunched over like this over the control board because it hurt so bad. So Chelsea, my wife, is always knowledgeable when it comes to like how to get, stuff like this fixed, which Mike, you should come into town and try this. So I went to her friend Ben, who owns this place called, it's like a robotic therapy where literally you lay on a table and a robot like works out all of your pain. And believe it or not, the robot doesn't touch anything part of my back. The robot has touched my hips, has touched my shoulders, and has touched my legs, but has never even gone to the back. So it's not even putting pressure on the back. So it's not even like a massage, but it's basically opening up your. How does it know? How does it know? The therapist Ben kind of knows.
How does it know what to touch?
He can see how I went into the thing and he had said to me, he goes, you're out of balance, and he was talking to me about how my left hip was way higher, which is normal in cases to be out of balance, but I was like way higher. My left hip was than my right hip.
Does this hurt, or does it feel good?
Well, it hurts to how much you like it to hurt.
Yeah, I like when I get like a massage or therapy or something. I want it like dig.
So he'll ask you like how much pressure you want and how much you don't want. And I was like, I want all the pressure because I want it gone out of my back. Well, 3 weeks later, and my back feels fantastic. Like it's ridiculous what it's done for me. So
I learned from all my back pain, it's usually that nerve going right down through your hips into your legs.
Your sciatic,
Your sciatic that is tight and needs to be loosened out because it ends up being uneven. Like sitting is killing us, and you tend to lean, and then one sciatic is tighter and shorter than the other.
And I definitely sit a lot more than I used to sit at the control board here. But so I went yesterday for the therapy, and this is where this story comes into play because of I kind of embarrassed myself a little bit. So I'm laying on this table, and an hour and 45 minutes later, that's how long I fell asleep. An hour and 45 minutes, he let me stay on the therapy table for that long of a period of time to work it out because I was sleeping, and he was like, well, you know what? We'll just keep working it out. I wake up from the most beautiful nap I have ever had in my life. No joke. It was like unbelievable. And you're in a room with multiple people, like sometimes up to 2 to 3 people, like they're in the same room, with you. I look over, and there's a very nice looking lady sitting at the table right next to me. And she says to me, you sounded like you really enjoyed that sleep. And I go, oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
What does that mean?
Well, then I thought about it for a second. You sounded like you really enjoyed that sleep, had me thinking, what was I doing that was sounding like I had a really good sleep?
Was it a loud snore?
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it could be either a loud snore, it could be moaning because I was getting it done, and there has been times I put AirPods in, so I got my AirPods in, and I'm listening to music and stuff like that. So sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, and there was a couple of times when I have my AirPods in where Chelsea has said to me, like when she's around in the house and stuff, she'll be like, you make a noise when you're listening to music with your AirPods. Like I'll go, like I'll do like these weird noise.
You do it in the studio when you have your in-ears in.
Yes, I don't.
You put your in-ears in, and I don't think you realize you make this noise. Doesn't he, Spike? He makes this noise with his throat. You guys can probably hear it.
Oh, it's very loud in my headphones.
You make this one certain noise,
what do I
and
do?
I don't
It's
think
kind
you're
of a
doing
moan.
it.
It's kind of a.
Did I? It's like
you're almost humming along with what you're listening.
And like getting your voice right, like I don't know how to do it.
Really?
It's just this very certain noise.
Okay.
You make.
Well, then thank God maybe it might be that, or the worst was I was thinking, was I farting? Because
it does relax you.
Chelsea says I fart in my sleep a lot, and I was thinking, oh my God. So I look and I'm like, hey, thank you, and then Ben comes in and he kind of takes the robot thing off of you and stuff like that, and does it, and I'm like, hey, thanks a lot. He goes, how you feel? I stretch myself out. I look at the lady that's laying on the table, and I go, hey, sorry for the noises. and I walk out of there and walk out of the room. But I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing because I'm a fall asleep in public type person. I do it all the time.
Same.
Like I'll fall asleep. I have fallen asleep in waiting rooms of doctor's offices, oil change places. Gosh, in our building here, I've fallen asleep, sitting at our company's, conference table. And I'm always worried of what I do when I wake up. Like if I make any noises or have any kind of weird things that are coming out of me.